Yo, SGR crew, what is good? Always nice to see you. Today, we are back with another VIP interview, and this time we got my dude Bubz in the house. How you doing today, Bubz?
I'm very well, my man. How are you?
Oh man, I'm having a great day. I'll tell you what, it's been a very different day. I started
Yeah.
smoking weed a little early this morning. I even got a nap in before 10, so that was crazy.
I wasn't even awake by 10. So already you've accomplished more than I have
Hey,
today.
I woke up and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna go back to sleep." I rolled back over and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I turned on the TV and I ended up going and getting some coffee and some breakfast. And I was like, "Yo, this is a little different." So I ended up
You're
getting
in
on. Oh, I'm sorry. Go
sorry.
ahead.
I'm just saying you're in California, right?
Yes, Sacramento.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
D's in the house. What up, D? I hope you're having a great day. I hope nothing went too wrong with the plumbing over there. We got my dude Bubz in the house today. The
How you
links
doing, D? Hi, Alicat.
the link is in the description below, so definitely go check out his work. We'll be getting into some of it as well. So let us know, Bubs, where you originally from?
Originally, I'm from. Okay, so that's a bit of a loaded question. So I'm from the UK. Now I'm going to break that down a little bit further. So I was born in Wales. That was literally I was born there. Didn't live there. Didn't wasn't raised there. I was moved immediately to England. I lived in England for 10 years, and then my parents and I moved to Scotland when I was 10. Lived in Scotland for the last 15 years, and then I moved to Texas 3 months ago. So that's my story.
Sounds a bit like my
Oh,
childhood,
yeah.
bouncing around here and there, never really able to get like that childhood friend. Like I knew this dude since I was fucking in kindergarten. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I
Right.
missed out on all that shit.
Right, for sure.
But
Yeah. Uh,
how you liking the differences between the continents?
I mean, it's definitely been a culture shock. I think that, like I said, I've been here in America a few times. I've been here. This is well before I moved here. I'd gone to America 4 times, I believe. I'd visited 4 times, so I was a little bit familiar with the culture. I mean, having said that, I know America's a big fucking place, right? Um, but it helps that you don't have the language barrier there. That
Right.
helps, obviously. All the people I've met. I mean, I've only ever visited the South, right? And I gotta say, like all the people I've met, like, have been super friendly, super welcoming, super hospitable. Um, so all in all, it has been a culture shock. The weather's different. The food's a little bit different. Um, Politics is different, but you know what? I'm all in all, I'm vibing here, man. I'm just enjoying myself. I'm trying to make the most of it. So
Hey, that's awesome, man. That's always nice to hear. How'd you end up getting into music? Is this something that like you were always writing as a child, and this kind of progressed into something like in music talent, or
So I would say I've always been a pretty creative person in general. In terms of like writing music and performing, that's a more recent thing. I can remember back as far as I'd say maybe 5 years ago, 5, 6 years ago, I've always loved rap. I've always loved listening to music, and specifically, I've always loved rap. Like I remember I was like 5 or 6 when my mom first got me into Eminem, right? And obviously it was the clean version, like there was none of the explicit stuff
right?
when I was 6. But yeah, like I've always had a thing for rap music in particular. So I started like there would be like phases I'd go through like 5 or 6 years ago where I'd just be awake one night and I'd be like, fuck it, I'm gonna write a rap song. I don't know what it's gonna be about. I don't know what the beat's gonna be, and I'd YouTube, royalty-free rap beats, real amateur shit. But I'd find something that I liked and I'd just write. And I never had the well, it was two things. First of all, I never had the confidence, and second of all, I never had any kind of knowledge, technical knowledge, in order to actually release the music. Right? All I would do was write. Okay.
Okay.
I'd write it and I'd be like, okay, this is cool, but this is that's where the barrier is, so I can't really go any further.
Hmm.
And and then that song, the lyrics would stay on my laptop, and I'd forget about them, and months would go by, and then I'd get inspired to do another one. It wasn't actually until lockdown 2020, the first lockdown when COVID just hit, where I found myself on furlough from my job, and I had all this free time on my hands. And that's when I actually discovered the Poppin cipher. Now we're going back a couple years now to Crypt's Poppin cipher after the KSI challenge.
Oh yeah.
And I listened to this cipher and I was like, wow, I'd never come across anything like that before. Like a rap collab of that kind of magnitude, all these different artists and all these different styles
Yeah.
on one beat. And I found it so inspiring. And I just remember listening to that on repeat over and over again throughout the day. And I would say that is what really got me inspired, because I saw all these people who had entered the KSI challenge, and some of them were like, you know, tiny channels who nobody really knew at the time, but they were seen and they were recognized and they were given somewhat of a shot, and then they were kind of catapulted in one way to some level of recognition. And I thought, wow, that's really fucking inspiring. And that's when something clicked in my brain at that point, where I was like, well, I've always enjoyed listening to rap. I thought I've always had like a pretty good fundamental knowledge of flow and rhythm and staying in pocket and all that stuff. So fuck it, I'm gonna take this a little bit more seriously. And I started following a lot of the guys that were on the Poppin cipher on Twitter, like people like Gatsby, and even the runners up like DK and all that, you know, all those guys. I started following them. I started taking an interest in their music, joining their live streams, putting my stuff out there. And I remember I put a song out on one of Gatsby's live streams a couple years ago, and he was like, you know, I think I deleted the video. It's no longer on my channel, but he was like, you know, you got some potential here, you know, like some of the stuff in this is really quite good. And I was like, fuck, wow, this is kind of surreal. So that was it, really. That was all I needed, really, to start writing on a more regular basis. And once I started writing on a more regular basis, I had that confidence to start recording, and it kind of just snowballed from there, really. Over the last couple of years, I've just been that inspiration and that motivation has never really gone away, because I found that online community of I would say small to medium sized underground hip hop channels and platforms that, you know, yeah, that I would say that was the main sort of catalyst for it. Excuse me. And because I love that community so much, and I've come to meet so many cool little channels through it, and so many cool people. And in general, it's such a supportive community. I mean, you'll know yourself, like you'll see it every time you upload a video, you do a live stream, you'll see how you build up not just a viewership, but a community, right?
Right.
And how in general, how supportive and motivating it is to have that. So
yeah,
that was really what's kept me going over the past couple of years and kept me making music. Yeah, but I mean, I've always had an interest in music, but the last couple of years and getting to know that community and through those ciphers, that's really what's turned me from a passive listener into a bit more of an active participant.
Hey, that's what's up. And you're right, because the communities around YouTube, like Gatsby's and Blindside, and you got Traumatose, and you know, there's just really great people out there doing great things, broadening the community. There's fans like myself, you know, shout out to Kahuna that's in here. Shout out to Heyru, another great artist. And shout out to Marisa. Thank you for coming through. Y'all are always welcome. She's making beats. She got inspired last night. We do the Beat Maker Monday thing, and she's like, I got to go make a beat now. So that was fire. Yo, Raul, good to see you, man. Hey, just for everybody coming in, this here is Bubz. He is in Texas. He's a recording artist. You can find his YouTube channel below. I didn't add your Twitter, so just look up Bubz.
That's all good.
Bubz, and you'll find him on Twitter. I don't know if you have an Instagram or not.
I do not have Instagram, no, just Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Brown, my dude, how you doing, bruh? Another great recording artist. Man, y'all are showing up. Hey, always love to see y'all in the chat, man. This is Bubz right here. Details are in the description. Born in the UK, killing it in Texas now. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Sunny Texas. But you know, it's interesting because a lot of my audience, I think I was saying to you before we hit before we went live, a lot of my audience is from America. So a lot of most of the people that kind of started supporting me when I first started making and putting out music, who were from the UK. They were like close friends, maybe like a couple friends from work, um, who kind of just described just to have that kind of moral support there, but they weren't really like an active um, fan base as such. You know, they just kind of hit the subscribe button to, you know, just to give me that little moral boost when I was just starting to get things going. A lot of the people that, you know, are the most active listeners are from America. So you know, it's so cool, man. It's so cool. And on, like I was saying, America is a huge ass country, and I always underestimate just how big Texas is. Never mind the whole country, but
Right.
to know that I'm still in the I'm now in the same country as a lot of the artists that I discovered in the last couple of years is, I don't know, it might seem like a silly thing because like they're all over the place. Like they're in AZ, they're in Ohio, like yourself, Sacramento. Like none of these places are close.
Right.
You know, they're all miles away, but on some level I kind of feel a bit more like I'm in that community now that I'm geographically a lot closer. So
Exactly.
that's cool for me.
That's dope
really
as
cool.
shit. Yo, everybody is saying what's up to each other. That's love. Hell yeah. Raul said, I dig your name, Bubs. They call me Dubs. Hey, that's what's up.
Bubz gang, I like it. I like it.
You guys want to get
Yeah,
into a song right quick? Always good to see you, Mike Abrams. My dude, how you been, bro? I know you've been busy lately, my guy. Let's see what we got over here. He said, let's get into one. Yes, let's do that.
All right, dope. Let's do it.
I'm going to share my
It's
screen with you.
So I think a lot of the songs that are on my channel you've reacted to through one of your streams before. So I don't think there's a whole lot of stuff that's new here for you. But I will tell you this: No Limits with Gatsby. That was my first like major feature, and I was so stoked when that was put out there because like I wanted to do a feature with Gatsby for a long time. So yeah, I was hella excited when he came through with that verse.
Yeah, well, you got Banksy, you got Gatsby. I mean, you got some nice ones here. Jaden Jess, I haven't heard of him yet, but that's dope too.
Jaden Jesse's cool. He's more so Jaden's more R&B singer rather than rapper. I mean, he does bits of rap here and there when he needs to, but no, he's very much more of a melodic kind of guy. He's got a beautiful voice. Beautiful voice.
There is no Insta, but let me grab his Twitter for you real quick. I know a lot of us fuck with Instagram, and I just recently got Twitter myself.
No, I should really get onto Insta sometime soon. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's been stopping me. I think it's just laziness more than anything else. Because like, I've always tried to limit the amount of social media that I've been using. In my personal life, for sure. Like, I only ever really use Facebook, and that's it. But I do. But you know, this is music. This is different to personal life. So I think obviously the more channels, the more platforms you can promote yourself on, obviously the better. So yeah, I should really get on Instagram at some point. I did set up a TikTok account for myself a few weeks back, and that's despite my age, despite being of that sort of same generation, that TikTok's never been something I've really wrapped my head around fully, like in terms of how to use it and stuff. So I need to get on that.
Now I can feel you on that.
A lot of guys using Insta now.
What do you say? Oh, Raul needs a wrench. I didn't even notice, man. Yes, okay. Yes, I got you. Why is it not? Oh, there it is. Add moderator. Yo, Raul. Welcome to the wrench gang, my dude.
Welcome, Raul.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. And shout out to Raul, man. Hey, that's love, man. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. What song would you like us to start you out with?
I tell you what, how about we start off with No Limits? Because again, that was like the previous ones there. You can see a few ones there. There's the DK Superstar entry, and those were all like my first ever cypher entries or contest entries rather. But they were like, you know, it was even just between No Limits and those first three, there was a huge jump in quality. So I think maybe we start off with No Limits.
Okay,
that's okay.
We got Bubz, we got Gatsby. This is No Limits. Yeah, boy. I know I've listened to this one before. I haven't listened to the one you and Banksy did though.
Okay, yeah, we can roll that for sure after, for sure.
Where's the chat? There's the chat. There's the chat. Pug Mama in the house. Gotta turn the headphones up. Let's go.
I think it's time to be stepping onto the scene. Don't wanna be looking back and just asking what could have been. I think it's time to be telling myself the truth. Got some demons for releasing and some shit that I wanna prove. Yeah, I think it's time to be afraid of myself. The downward spiral of my mind is overplaying my doubts. There's nobody else responsible for showing me what's possible. I wanna be unstoppable, no bringing me down. But I get it, you don't even know my name. And if I'm not on your playlist, would you even feel my pain? Would you even care what I had to say?
Fire emojis. Let's go.
Let's go. Appreciate you guys.
Seems that way, and you will catch me at a sermon, but I hope and pray that I'll be able to devour the seemingly insurmountable mountain of doubting and hatred that's thrown my way. Whoa, I bet you didn't know that I could switch the flow like that. I'm ill and sick and similar synonyms. You should wear a mask. But you know I'm not alone on this track. Back to back with Gats, so I'm gonna leave it at that.
Let's say I'm back to back, yeah, that's a fact. Y'all ain't ready for the aftermath, and I'm lacking tact, but I'm tasked for rap. This the 10K hours, you ain't half of that. Like, pay my dues for the game, this the playoff.
Facts. Hashtag stank face.
Hands out like they looking toward a layup. I made in my mind, I made it from nothing. Don't need a day off, I wake up and work. Stated and laying my worth. Skipping the Z, never dirt. Spit to the lyrics so hurt. Leaving my vocalist chords. Say that they married the game. Now they gon' hope for the divorce. All you motherfuckers the same.
Oh, I put it on the wrong shit, didn't I?
Laughing at the thought of it. They lost inside the comments and trying to pop in an argument and talk about they love me cause I'm always in the heart of it. My auntie taught me if you see a bitch you better bark at it. Oh, I'm from
Nope,
the
that's the
Bucks, so I
wrong
keep
one
an
too.
eye on the state
There
side.
we
The
go.
city signs will shine on the suckers that hide in daylight. I sit with snakes sipping
There we
a little
go.
into the late nights and then I'm going Perseus, purging the vermin they lie. Man, I'm a
Tell you
son of
what,
a
man,
gun.
Gats went
When they
off
see
on
me, they
this,
gon'
man. He
run.
really came
Funny
through
how
this
everyone
verse.
look at me differently now that I got me some funds. Man, I'm
Yeah, he doesn't go half-ass, that's for sure.
never owing no one.
Never,
When I go,
never.
you so done. I don't need a plan B, I got no limit. My whip ain't fancy, but shit still tinted. I up my ante and scuff my vision, and now they all ask for a digit. It's got
No limits, you know I'm in it to win it. Gotta finish what I started. Fuck the critics and the gimmicks, yeah.
no limits, you know I did it.
Oh, shout out to Uncle Patriot, man.
No limits, you know I'm in it to win it. Gotta finish what I started. Fuck the critics and the gimmicks, yeah.
No limits, you know I did it. Bet on myself, now I'm living. You'll never stop in the vision, yeah.
That beat fire too.
Oh yeah, that beat's hard as fuck. Like, yeah, that whole song, man. I'm so proud of that entire song. Like, obviously I did my verse, Gats did his. Gats did the mixing and mastering because by this point I was still pretty much clueless about that side of things, about the production side of things. But yeah, man, that whole thing, like, that was for sure. I was so stoked about when he finally hit me up on Twitter. He was like, "Yo, I finished my verse for this." I was like, "Oh, praise the Lord, man! This is gonna be fire." I was
Hey.
so stoked. I was up all night after hearing his verse. I couldn't sleep. I was so fucking happy about that.
You're like, I gotta
So,
hear it
yeah.
again. Okay, one
Oh,
more
yeah,
time.
Dude, I was no joke, right? For real, I was bumping this shit yesterday. Yes, I was doing chores yesterday, playing this shit. I
Hey.
still listen to it, man. Like, it's I'm so proud of it, and I think that's the great thing when you can release something not only that you know other people will listen to and can give you props for, but when you can actually get to a stage where you can actually tolerate your own voice and you can listen to music that you put out and think, this is, you know, I'm proud of what I put out here. That's such a really cool feeling to be able to do that.
Hey, yeah, that's dope, man. You got to be proud of what you're doing. You got the confidence. You got the writing. You got the flow patterns done. Pug Mama and Kahuna may have missed the intro of this, but go ahead and let everybody get the rundown of where you're from and where you're at.
Sure. So originally from the UK, Scotland most recently. Lived in Scotland for the last 15 years, but I just moved to Texas in the good old US of A 3 months ago to marry my now wife. So I've been living here the past 3 months and loving it. Yeah, loving life. Just enjoying my free time at the moment. And yeah, getting in touch with the best people in the world, man, and just doing stuff like this. I love it.
I feel
Good
the same
stuff.
way, man. The best people in the world are definitely in this community, man. I've been doing this channel for almost 4 years now, and I may have had like one argument in the chat.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Well, that's the
crazy.
thing. No, for sure, and I think that's the thing. Like, excuse me, I think you you attract, however you act, those are the people that you attract. And I think that when you are someone who, you know, promotes positivity and support and encouragement, then that's the sort of people that you're going to get sticking around. And
Yeah.
the people who aren't like that aren't going to stick around. And cool, that's fine for them, because those aren't the sort of people that you want in your community, you know. And I think it's actually really encouraging and inspiring to see just how many small kind of communities like yours are around right now on the sort of online music scene. It's in general, I think it's I mean, I've seen a couple of toxic communities here and there, but all in all, man, my experience has been largely very positive, and you know,
I agree.
It's very encouraging to see how much people will build each other up.
Yeah,
in this
because
scene.
if you look at the news for 10 minutes, everybody hates each other. And it's like, dude,
Right.
stop. You're like,
No, for sure, man. Like this is for sure. This has been my release from all that fucking shit that's going on
Facts.
elsewhere right now. This has definitely been one of my biggest releases. Like, I'll just hop online, and I'm not even gonna, like, there's no lie here, man. Like, whether or not this is how you're supposed to do it or not, some of the best people I've ever met in my life have been people that I've met through things like this, as opposed to people in real life.
Facts.
And that's 100%.
and that's
I
people
have
you go to
absolute-
school with and fucking had stay the night at your
Oh.
house and shit. Like,
Dude,
that's
yeah,
facts,
like,
man.
I can say with 100% certainty, there may be two people I know that I went to school with who I would still keep in touch with now on a regular basis. The rest of the people in my life, the closest people, are people who I have met online, and people who I've met through communities like this one.
Facts.
And that's just, and I've spoken to a bunch of other people who have said the exact same thing. So
No, that's real shit. And
Yep.
and the community is like, I took 8 months off, pretty much just ghosted everything, right? Wasn't responding to comments. My sister, she tried to commit suicide, so I was like,
Oh,
fuck
shit.
YouTube, you know, fuck all the social media. 8 months, right? We got her back to walking because she broke her back, and I swear, the first day I come back, everybody comes in like, we ain't missed a day, bro. It was fucking amazing.
yeah.
And I
That's
was just
awesome,
like, yo, that's fucking love, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I
That's
do everything
love,
I
and
can.
It's loyalty as well. There's such a sense of loyalty here, right? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I was only going live on Fridays and I was dropping reactions. And they were like, you should go live more often. And I was like, all right, well, I don't want to just go live and play music every time. So we came up with Beatmaker Monday, and on Wednesdays we watch battle raps. And that's been a nice little format. You know, people like coming in and getting like a little different taste. I know I like to switch it up, you know, and I don't want to do like stream 3 times a week, just listen to music. We're going to go through all the music. Well, probably not. Let's just be honest. y'all underground motherfuckers be releasing content like crazy, man.
left, right, and center, man. And like, I know for a fact, whenever I say, oh shit, Sax live, I bet that guy's got like a queue of 100 things waiting, 100 requests at least.
I think there's a little over 100 right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went live twice last week because Saturday's interview never showed up. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just end this and like a half hour we'll go live. And we did another 4 or 5 hours that night. That was cool shit. Rue Knox in the house. What up, Rue? Always nice to see you, brother. JT, my man, how you doing, bruh? Keeping that motherfucking... I'm sorry, go
I missed
ahead.
a message from Mike Abrams. He said, Bubz, does anyone ever tell you look like former UFC fighter Brad Pickett? No one has ever told me that, but I will take that as a compliment, because I
Hey.
couldn't fight my way out of a wet paper bag. So thank you. I will take that.
Hey.
I will take that.
That's love. Hell yeah. Now you got to go get that shirt and be like, no, that's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't fuck with me
Real.
because I will fuck you up.
Right after we're talking about love and encouragement.
Right. Well, you still got to be a badass out there in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure, man. Yeah.
you
no,
be
there's a big
nice,
difference
but don't
between-
let people walk on you type shit.
For sure, yeah. And
Yeah.
you know what? That's something that I've actually struggled with pretty much all my life. Like I still, that's something I'm still working on. Is knowing when to be assertive,
Right.
and knowing how to be assertive in the right way. You know, that finding that line between standing up for yourself and not starting shit when
Right.
you don't need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think 99% of problems can be talked out. That's just how I am. You know what I'm saying? I could be real as fuck and talk to you like a man. It's not a problem. But it's that 1%. Sometimes you just got to get down. You know?
Right. That's it. You got another choice sometimes, and you know, thankfully, I don't think I've ever really found myself in one of those positions. But like you say, you got to, you know, should that situation ever arise, you got to know how to handle yourself.
Absolutely. When we was kids, we would stand in my friend's front yard. There'd be like 20, 25 of us every Sunday morning. We stand out there and fucking just put on the gloves and beat the shit out of each other,
Yeah.
just for fun. Like,
Just for fun, man.
Just
It was
for
a
fun.
different time, man. I tell you what, like that was, you're talking the time of sticks and stones.
right.
Sticks and stones.
I mean, there
make
wasn't
my
like
bones.
computers and shit. Like there was computers, but it was like Oregon Trail. You know what I'm saying? There was
Oh,
like
wow,
no
okay.
internet really.
Okay.
You know, unless you wanted to go to Pepsi's website. You know.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Fuck. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm old as shit, bro.
But that means you're wise as shit as well.
You know, I know a lot of things. I don't know about wisdom, but I do have a 23-year-old daughter, and she's alive and well and living on her own now. So I did something
Wow.
right.
Wow, man, that's crazy. I mean, I'm turning 26 this year, and it's crazy for me to think about, you know, having a child. I mean, I know it's something that I want to have, you know, some point in the near future, but it's a strange ass thought. It's a really weird thought to have. So
Yo,
I mean,
my daughter was not planned, let me tell you, and it was a welcome surprise, dude. Like, having a child changes you. It really changes you, and your priorities shift real fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Right,
was a
of
drug
course, yeah.
addict, dude. I fucking lived homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a lot of fucked up shit in my early, you know, late teens, early 20s and shit. But when 23, we had my daughter, I stopped doing everything, man. You know what I'm saying? And priorities just change.
Yeah, for sure, man. And you know what? Hats off to you, really. Like that's a lot of respect to you for that, because you say things change, but I mean, there's a lot of people out there who still can't get their shit in order even when they have, you know, when they have a child to look after, and you know, that I think has repercussions for generations to come when you have a child brought up in those circumstances. So hats off to you, man, for getting your shit in order. You know, because that takes, you know, you'd think it was common sense to get your stuff in order and to rearrange your priorities when you have a child in the way, but
Right.
you know, common sense isn't always common, and people don't always have the tools and the resources to get that shit in order. So yeah,
That's fair.
fair play to you, man.
My best friend that lives in the trailer park with me, his mom is like, I think his mom is in her late 50s. She's been a drug addict her whole life. She's still a drug addict. And I don't like methamphetamine drug addict, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even understand how, like, you could be that old and still do meth and your heart not explode. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy to me to even think. But he went through some shit, you know what I'm saying? He had his kids and his life. He's like, I'm not going to be that parent, you know what I'm saying? Like, they used to do drugs together, you know, him and his mom. And now he's completely off the shit. We smoke weed, you know, but that's not a drug. It's not manufactured, you know. But he's a great father to his children, and he's not going to be the same that he was, you know, brought up to be. And I commend him oodles for that shit.
Right, for sure, man. You gotta give credit where credit is due. You know.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've been very fortunate in that respect. I think that I never really had to struggle for anything. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, my parents and I, like, we were by no means, we by no means have ever been like rich or wealthy, but I mean, I've never had, you know, compared to what a lot of people have to go through, I've never had to struggle for anything. So I recognize that, and I've been very fortunate in that respect. So it always is inspiring whenever I see people who grew up in circumstances a lot worse than me, who were able to get their life back in order, man. It's just, it's awesome to hear about.
Yeah,
really
absolutely. Cool. And see, even if you are rich or, you know, never without a want, you know what I'm saying, upper middle class type shit, there's still difficulties to get through in life. Mm-hmm. You know, you might not have, you know, faced, you know, drugs or whatever, but I'm sure there was other things in your life that were obstacles to overcome.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, everyone has their demons, everyone has their struggles. And that's why, like, I don't really like this narrative that, like, I don't want to get into politics too much on this live, but like, I don't really like the narrative that, you know, just because you have a certain amount of money or just because you have come from a certain background that you have, you're just all privileged. Like, no, everybody has their demons. Everybody has some kind of struggle in life. Nobody gets through life unscathed.
Yeah.
Right?
Just having a bunch of money just means one of your problems, one of the problems you don't have to have is having money. There's still other problems. Right.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, even if you can afford like the best top-notch medical care in the country, for example, that doesn't mean that, you know, nobody's invincible. Nobody's immune from death. Nobody's immune from losing people. And
that's,
you know,
facts.
there's, you know, nobody is above life or above death. So, yeah.
Did somebody ask a question?
Let me check.
Zach was that janitor on Noah's Ark. He's not that old. Hey, Goat, I love you, man. In fact, that's what this is. This is Noah's beard. I just glued it onto my face.
You've kept it well preserved. I'll give you that much.
Yeah, it's you know, with all the advancements in technology and the hair game these days, anything's possible.
SVR says, what's up, Bubs? The homie that I know from Jaden, Jesse Track, and Champion Cypher. Wow, Champion Cypher. I forgot about that. Yeah, hey. I managed to get on one Cypher. In the past couple of years, it was the Champion Cypher. That was a kind of a small one. That was released back in 2021. I don't even know where to find it anymore on YouTube, but me and Jaden were on that, and obviously me and Jaden have a track on the channel as well, like we mentioned, which I would kind of like to get into at some point during the live. Maybe not next, but I definitely like to play that because it's a very different vibe to all the other stuff on my channel.
The Jaden Jesse? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely get into that. How you guys doing out there, SGR crew? Much love to see y'all, man. And just to answer your question real quick, JT, it was always Noah's beard, man. Yo, that's funny as shit.
Man, your chats, I love your regulars, man. They're great. They always come with the banter. I love them.
Right, and that's a beautiful thing. Like, if you can't laugh at yourself, what good is life? You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, for sure, man.
Like, some people just get way too fucking weird.
No, for sure, yeah. Yeah, no, that's something that I've grown out of a little bit in the past few years, is I used to take myself a lot more seriously. And I was quite fortunate in that I had some really good friends who even when I couldn't take a joke, they would still stick around with me, and and like they would put up with a lot of bullshit. But aside from that, like, it's also just, it makes it so much easier for yourself when you can just have a laugh. Like, you find a lot more inner peace when you can just fucking laugh at shit.
Right.
Like,
I mean, I'm a stoner, so I'm predetermined to laugh. So, you ever watch that movie Half Baked?
No, I never seen it.
Oh, there's a part in it where Dave Chappelle comes back to the house and he's just fucking mad, right? And one of his roommates lights up a joint and hands it to him, and he starts hitting. He's like bitching, and he takes a hit. He's like, "I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to get all weird and mad." And he's like, hitting the more he's hitting the joint, the less angry, more calm he's becoming. It's fucking awesome.
Got a couple questions from Big Kahuna saying, Bob's, what's your top three influences in music, any genre? Okay, so here's the thing. I don't really consider myself to have influences, and I gather that a lot of people would be able to list, who inspires them or who influences them off the top of their head. For me, I don't really feel like I have a lot of influences because yes, I have artists that I enjoy listening to, right? From both like mainstream and underground online communities. There are people that I listen to every day for sure, but like none of them I would say have influenced my particular music. And it actually really annoys me when I tell you what, this is one of my pet peeves when I'm playing my music for someone and they say oh, I just wish that this particular flow you used was very Eminem, and I just wish you hadn't used it. And that pisses me off so much because I'm not trying to sound like Eminem. I'm not trying to sound like anyone. And I understand why they say it, because nowadays it's such a saturated market that like it's nearly impossible to come up with a flow. For example, to pick one aspect of rap, you like, let's say pick flow. It's very difficult, nearly impossible to come up with a flow that's original, that's your flow, right? Yeah. It's even harder to sound unique. But that doesn't mean that I'm trying to sound like anyone else. It could just be that this is just a flow that reminded the person who's listening to my music of Eminem. That doesn't mean that he's my influence. It doesn't mean that he's like an inspiration to me.
Yeah. And yes, the thing is, Eminem's been putting out music for 20 years, so it's like he's bound to have used that flow at some point.
Of course, yeah. So that annoys me a little bit when people say like, oh, that was, you sound very NF here, or you sound very Eminem. I'm like, okay, cool. Like that's cool, but that's not what I'm trying to go for, So I'm just doing me. What you're hearing right now against this beat is what I wanted to. That's me. You're hearing me. You're hearing what I wanted to put against this beat. So I don't really have influences as such, but I would say, in terms of inspiration, in terms of people that motivate me to put out music, I would say people like Gatsby, people like DK, people like I would say in recent months, people like Blindsight. I've been getting into the Blindsight ciphers, which actually answers Big Kahuna's other question, which was, did you enter the Blindsight cipher? I did. I entered his most recent one. It's actually on my channel. It's the 5th most recent upload there on my channel. Blindsight cipher 3 entry.
Right here.
So yeah, right there. So yeah, I entered that, and yeah, I don't really have influences. Is the short answer. But there are definitely people who motivate me to keep putting out music, and it's not even necessarily because of their style. It's more because I've interacted with them on a personal level, and they've fucked with my stuff, and they've encouraged me on a personal level. So
I like this series of questions also. What types of music do you like outside of hip hop?
Outside of hip hop, I would say I listen to a fair bit of country, specifically modern country pop, country rock. I really like that sort of stuff. That's something that I've been getting into over the past 5 years or so. It's a more recent thing. But yeah, that's I would say that's the other big genre that I like a lot. When I was like 12, 13, 14, I used to listen to a lot of I don't know what you'd class Disturbed as. I know obviously it's metal, but I mean metal is
rock,
like, it has tons of different subgenres and stuff. But yeah,
right.
A lot of Disturbed, a lot of Godsmack, a lot of Papa Roach. This is a pretty boring answer, but like, when people ask me what kind of music do you like, I say, well, a bit of everything, because that's the thing. I'm not biased towards one genre or another. Like in every genre, there'll be stuff that people put out that I fuck with, and there'll be stuff that people put out that I don't fuck with. It's less what genre of music do I like, and more, do I treat every song on an individual level. So
yeah.
And
I'm the same way. I like a wide array of music, from different genres and stuff. Some of it's great, some of it's, like you said, I'll just go back to the great stuff. But I really like classic rock, Motown. I can listen to anything, and that stuff.
Yeah, man.
I used to fuck with them hair bands too, them motherfucking rock 80 rock hair bands like fucking Rat and Poison and shit like that. because I just grew up in that shit.
Right. Right. Yeah. And that's the thing, man. It is what you grow up with. Like I had a friend who grew up with his grandparents, and all they would listen to all day, every day in the house was country, like old country though. You know, I'm talking like bluegrass and
Oh yeah.
and then moving on to like Kenny Rogers and George Strait and stuff like that. So he has a particular affinity for that kind of music, and he always has. And I guess that's why I've always been so into rap, because I grew up with Eminem, and that's what led me into that genre. So
Absolutely. That's cool, man. That's cool. I like that. And yeah, y'all are naming all the great bands down there. Desi killing it right there. Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, hell yes. Well,
Classics.
I mean, didn't know there were country fans in UK. Hey, now but he's not in the
Oh,
UK.
yeah.
He is in Texas now, where a lot of that music's made.
Right. And yeah, country music is
ZZ
more
Top.
universal than you'd think. Yeah.
Yes, ZZ Top was fire, bro. If I could get ZZ Top beard down to my belly button, that'd be fire, bro.
Yeah, chat's going off, man. I love this.
Hell yeah.
Really, really interactive. I love this. This is great. This is awesome.
Bubz, if you
JT.
could- yeah, you got it. You got it.
Yeah. If you could collab with one artist, top of your list, who would it be? Ooh, that's a tough question, man. That's a tough question.
Now take this into account. You may or may not have heard my freestyle yet, so you may want to collab with me.
Okay, I've never heard you freestyle. Let's hear it.
Oh,
Okay.
y'all in the chat want to hear the freestyle?
Yeah, man, put it on. Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure. I think we do.
I think it's only
have
like
no
a
idea.
minute long.
Hey, whatever, man. Like, if I fuck with it, I fuck with it. Like,
Now, just yes, freestyle. Be prepared. yes. This is gonna be great. Now, just a quick heads up. There is a warning on this track right here. It's sexually explicit. Okay.
all good.
So I wanted to make sure that anybody who came across this video would definitely know that this is not for the youngins, you know.
Are you ready to bake?
Click join.
I am baked. What are you talking about? All right, can you see that?
I cannot. I can just see my channel.
Okay. Let me pull this up here. Oh, here we go. I wasn't sharing the screen, that's why.
There we go. I got it.
All right. We'll let the commercial run. All right, you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
MC Sack Juggalo on the mic for the first time ever. Watch and learn how it's done. Freestyle off the dome. Earmuffs.
Got two hoes chilling in the back with my motherfucking dick in their ass. Don't you want a motherfucking dick in your pussy hole?
Oh, you weren't joking about the sexually explicit. This is straight up. This is straight up porn.
Don't you want this dick? It's going deep inside. Motherfucking open up your pussy, let me hide. My dick and balls, yeah, you know they going deep. I'm gonna fuck you hard, you're gonna fuck me cheap. Yo.
That was
Well,
it.
shit. I mean, you can't say that you don't know what the lyrics are about, man. You got a pretty clear message there.
There is a very clear message, absolutely.
So when did you make that?
Probably like a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just thought, fuck it, I'm gonna make a sex freestyle.
Well, because I made that beat, right? And
Okay.
I've been fucking around with beats. Well, my homie was over here and we were stoned as shit, and I was like, oh shit, I can record my vocals. So I started fucking around, and I was like, I just hit record and started talking shit. You could hear my dude over there fucking laughing and shit. It's hilarious.
That's your ad libs right there for you.
Right?
Is your That's amazing. That's
Was
amazing,
it too
man.
low?
That's great.
Just in case
and
you
the chat's
guys
liking it.
Yo, they love it so much. Traumatose made a 36-minute documentary about that song.
No fucking way.
Seriously. It was hilarious. It was the 2 bars that what was it called? The 2 bars that changed music, the Sack Juggalo story.
That's amazing.
It was amazing.
Oh my god. That's fantastic. I love that so much. Is that on YouTube or is it? Yeah, it's on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's on my channel.
All right, dope. I'm gonna have to peep that. And add it to the wedding. We got a wedding playlist because we got So we got married, my wife and I, but that was just like the legal part. We're having a ceremony later this year, and we have a wedding playlist on Spotify, and you know for a fact that's going on the wedding playlist.
Oh no. Oh no. Yo, your wife's gonna be like, what? What is this?
Well, I'm not telling her it's on there. And this is the thing, like sometimes she just bumps the wedding playlist when she's driving to work. So I'm just gonna sneak it in there when she's not looking, and then just wait for her reaction. That's great.
That's classic. I like that. Hey, congratulations on the marriage too, my dude.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And we doing a remix right now. Well, it's kind of like a remix. I'm not putting a new verse on it, but Larry's putting a verse on that. Bill Typo gonna put a verse on that, and I think Unknown gonna put a verse on that.
Oh, Larry's gonna sound fire on that. That's right up Larry's street, man.
Right?
That's great. Yeah, man.
He said, "Let's get into Banksy Bubz." Hey, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Let's go for that one. I'm gonna grab another beer quickly.
All right, brother. This one's called Comeback. I haven't heard this one yet. Oh, I wonder why it was turned down. That's why it was so low. Sorry, guys.
Back. Was here for a second, then gone like a snap. I wanna be open, don't wanna relapse. The feeling like I will never, ever be severed from all of the crap. And given a man,
Wedding
I'm walking the
playlist.
path, but killing the beat, cause I'm on the right track. I stay on my feet, never hitting the sack. Yeah. Let everyone tell me that I am a fake, but all of you bitches are nothing but snakes. Salt and sour, you're only 2 tastes. I'm making you pout, cause I'm back in the race. I'm back in the horse, and I'm setting the pace. You back in the horse, that'll come second place. I'm calling you torso, you're all such a waste. You're wearing a mask, hide the fact you're 2-faced. And what are you trying to say? And what are you trying to do? Who are you trying to move? What in the hell is your mission, and what do you have to lose? Digging a little bit under the surface, what are you trying to prove? Why in the fuck would you ever think I would submit unto you? Who are you trying to delude? I mean, did you forget?
Get your blue suit to you, Timothy. Welcome to the Wrench Gang, my dude.
Flex, I'll scale the wall like a tall
Timothy?
man. I'm out of my mind, I can't be confined to rhythm or time. I'll slap you with bars like you're on the inside and put you to sleep like a nursery rhyme. Saying goodnight.
Night.
They're bringing me back. Was here for a second, then gone like a snap. I wanna be open, don't wanna relapse. The feeling like I will never, ever be severed from all of the crap. And
Facts,
given a
Kahuna.
map and I'm walking the path.
That's a good idea.
Killing the beat, cause I'm on the right track.
There'll
Stay
just
on
be
my feet,
people
never
making
hitting
out all
sack.
over the place.
Yeah. A little bit of time has passed to give them all a little fright, and they might have asked if I really am alright. Man, I gotta laugh, I got a little bit of fight in my tiny ass, yeah. I'm psyched as fuck, flying like a bird, but I do not duck. Lying with your words, man, you screwed up. I could write another verse, but the mood would suck. And I'm not here to bring the mood down, I'm here cause I'm making moves. Now I am here to break the news. How everybody but me wanna take the lose L. Had a mystery, got some clues now. Put together pieces and I got to choose now. Do I really wanna keep on being used now? Sipping on my brother, but you're still the booze hound. They're bringing me back, was here for a second, then gone like a snap. I wanna be open, don't wanna relapse. The feeling like I will never, ever be severed from all of the crap. Been given a map and I'm walking the path. But killing the beat, cause I'm on the right track. I stay on my feet, never hitting the sack. Yeah.
And hitting the sack till it give me a stack. I stay in my bed when I get on the track. Had to train to hold this weight on my back. Put in work is something I never lack. Some of these rappers don't know how to act. They get them a bucket, start flashing the cash. The next surprise when one of the people come around trying to take what they have. Damn, won't let that happen to me. Nah, I'ma stay humble, take care of my people that had my back when I was weak. Lot of talk, but that's cheap. Facts. Lot of chirping and tweets. Lot of corny motherfuckers on the app claiming they murdering peace. Shit. I just stay murdering beats when I'm working on feast. I go in on the mic like a murderous beast. Writing is how I let finding my peace when I'm stressing and I need to find a release. Look, I'm going mental. Inside my head is twisted like a pretzel. Feel like I'm being tempted by the devil. I'm never stooping down to that level, but
they're bringing me back. Was here for a second, then gone like a snap. I wanna be open, don't wanna relapse. The feeling like I will never, ever be severed from all of the crap. Been given a map and I'm walking the path. But killing the beat, cause I'm on the right track. I stay on my feet, never hitting the sack. Yeah. They're bringing me back.
vibes. Here for a second and gone like a snap. I wanna be open, don't wanna relapse to feeling like I will never, ever, ever be severed from all of the crap. Been given a map, I'm walking the path. I'm walking the path, yeah, yeah.
Hey, props to you on that because you said you never hit the sack, and I appreciate that because I don't like hitting hit.
Yeah,
You wrote that before you knew me.
Yeah, you're getting flashbacks to when you were a kid and you used to knock lumps out of each other in the fucking street.
Exactly. I mean, I could take a punch. I just don't like to get punched.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, same. But yeah, no, that was Comeback featuring Banksy. He's another cool guy to get on the track as well. I wanted to get him as a feature for a little while there, so that was really cool. And he does a bit of mixing and mastering as well. He actually mixed and mastered the Jaden Jesse joint as well that I did with Jaden. So shout out to Banksy.
Facts. Shout out to Banksy, man. Banksy been around for a minute, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I knew him when he was he used to be holographic.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to interview him while he was hollow. And then I did that big 8-month thing, you know, went away for a while to help my sister come back, and he comes in as Banksy, and I'm just like, he's like, do you know who I am? I was like, no. He's like, I'm hollow. I was like, oh shit. So we got him and Eddie Ace back on again for that EP they had dropped. So
that's dope, man. Yeah, Eddie Ace is another one. I peeped his crypt challenge recently, and
fire.
Oh my god,
that shit was
fire.
Ridiculous, bro.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, and listen, parts of it were pretty unconventional, but I didn't mind that. Like,
right.
I like it when people get creative with the beat and stuff like that. I like it. Eddie Ace has got some fire for sure, man. Like he's hella creative, and he's got just like flows left, right, and center. So
facts, and see he has that persona like JT. He got that persona where he doesn't look like he can snap, but then he opens his mouth and it just goes, wow.
Right.
Yeah, right. It's
right.
like,
yeah.
holy shit, this dude's snapping.
Yeah. Do you do any open mics or perform in Texas locally? No, I don't. I've never performed. Well, no, that's a lie. I did a couple open mics when I was in university. We had an open mic night once every week. I did a few pieces of a cappella, but this was like back, this was like 6-7 years ago. I wasn't doing any rap back then. I've never actually rapped live. It's something that would be cool, but it's a completely different dynamic, right? Like it's a lot harder in my opinion, because if you do it on the internet, yeah, for sure. Like people are hiding behind a screen, and like, people, they can say whatever people are more likely to say whatever they want behind a screen. But having said that, I don't know. Releasing music on the internet in some degree, it kind of gives me a bit more sense of security. I think performing live is a different ball game for me, because you're there and you're actually like you're having to look people in the eye, and it's like you're putting yourself out there, and you're not only are you putting yourself out there, but you're saying, here I am right here in front of you.
Yeah.
Do your worst.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
At least they can't throw tomatoes at you through the internet.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like.
So I mean, performing live, that would be something that for sure, it would be really cool. But that's, if I do end up doing that, it's going to be a little while yet. I want to build up. I want to work on my craft a little bit more, and I want to find my voice a little bit more, because I think when you found your voice and you've really nailed down your style, that gives you that helps give you that confidence boost, so you can go out there and be like, all right, this is me, deal with it, you know? So.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yo, Larry in the house. Larry, my dude, what is good, man?
Hey, Larry's
always
in the chat.
nice to see you, brother.
All right.
What did I do to get promoted? Has he just simply joined the channel? Yes, absolutely, Timothy. Absolutely. See, what I'm doing here is up until 5,000 sub, which we got less than 500 to go. I'm giving everybody who comes through, whether you sub or not, to the channel, you get a wrench, right? So 5 years from now, when you come through and you got that blue name, I'll know that you were one of the day ones.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly. And I know who the people were, here during the slow times, and we were having, super fun with just 6 people in the chat.
Yeah. But you know what? if all those 6 people are as loyal and as encouraging as you guys are, then that's all you need for now, man. I mean, like, it's just great. I mean, you say it's only 6 people, but look how interactive and steady the chat's been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't say only though.
No, okay, fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Because that's valuable. Now we're at 7. See, boom.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's my bad. I put words in your mouth. That's
No
the beer
worries.
talking.
No worries. No worries, brother. I just want to make sure that, I mean, everybody knows out there, we got love for them, and there's going to be a lot more. I got some exciting shit to share with y'all, man. Okay, so when I get paid, I'm going to grab some shirts, or at least put some orders in for shirts, and we're going to have some giveaways come up soon. So we're going to get that. We're going to get the shirts out there. And I think I'm going to grab a couple of like Visa cards, So I got to give some love back. And it's been a long time. I think at 100 subs I did something, and I haven't done anything since.
Mm-hmm. That's it, man. Like, I mean, you gotta show your appreciation. And I know that, like, I think those are the communities that stay the strongest, is when you have that kind of mutual reciprocal value. Not value. What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, look here. They entertain the fuck out of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I, at some degree, hopefully entertain them. That's why they're here, right? So
For sure.
it's a two-way street.
Mm-hmm. For sure, man. Yeah. But what I was trying to say is, like, I think when your community knows that you appreciate them and you value them, that's when you get the people who really stick around. That's when you build not just a viewership, but a community. Because there's two different things, right? You can have a bunch of people viewing your shit who don't really mingle or interact, and you just have these individual numbers on the screen. But now, when you have the community, that's something different. That's something different.
That's facts. And see, Mike Abrams said, "I've been rocking my Hip Hop Radar Underground shirts here in Taiwan." That's love, bro.
Oh, okay. Taiwan.
Yeah. Yo, Mike came in and he bought himself a shirt, his wife a shirt, and his kids shirts. I was just like, yo, dude, that is love, bro. There is no other way to say it. We talked about it. Timing is key. We might put him on Shark Belly. Bear
that'd
Belly.
Be great, man. Yeah, me and Larry need to get a collab going. We talked about it a few weeks ago when he won the Blindside Cypher. I hit him up and I was like, listen, I gotta get on a track with you.
and I would suggest getting a Bear Shark beat.
Yeah. Okay.
Bear Shark. Oh man, Bear Shark whipped up 2 beats last night and beat Baker Monday, dude, and they were both fucking fire.
Yeah, I tuned into that briefly. Actually, that was the guy.
Yeah.
I've seen him on your channel a couple times, I think.
Right? Yeah. He comes on and he's on Hood Morning America sometimes on Traumatose channel.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Okay.
Bear Shark a beast. Facts. Y'all were talking about porn bots there for a minute. That was hilarious. We haven't had those in a while. We used to have them all the time, and I don't know. I called the police on, I think, 2 of them, and I haven't seen them since.
That's great. Yeah, they were everywhere for a while.
Yeah.
They were everywhere. And to start off, I mean, when porn bots first started becoming a thing in comment sections, at first they could fool you. They were, because they were new, but after a while, it just becomes so obvious that it's like just fucking. It became a bit of a pandemic actually in the YouTube comment section. All these fucking bots.
I started flirting with them. I'm like, "What up? How you doing?"
play your freestyle for them.
Right. Get them all robot hot and bothered. So, what is it outside of music do you enjoy doing?
Outside of music, let me have a think.
You got any hobbies?
Yeah, no, like for sure. Like, okay, so I've always been into one sport or another. I've always tried to play one sport or another. I played a lot of tennis when I was growing up, and I was always I've been into skateboarding. I've been on and off into cricket because obviously that's a big thing in the UK. It's a big sport in the UK. So the past year or so, I've been really into cricket. So I like to keep up with that. I recently just finished writing a script for a video, which I might put on a second YouTube channel because it just really doesn't fit in with my music stuff. But I just finished writing a script for a commentary and analysis video on Peaky Blinders, because I love that show.
Hey,
I fucking love Peaky Blinders.
I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard good things.
Oh, it's brilliant, man. But yeah, they just wrapped up the entire franchise with the last season a few weeks ago. So I've been busy working on that video for a couple of weeks, and that's going to be going on YouTube. But like I say, I'm going to put that on a separate channel because I think it just doesn't really fit in with the brand. So
hey, that's what's up. They're like, yeah, Peaky Blinders is shit. See, I heard good things.
There's two shows, man, that there's two TV shows I think that will always stick out to me. They're just masterpieces in my opinion. It's Peaky Blinders and it's Breaking Bad. Fucking love Breaking Bad. I was obsessed with Breaking Bad. If you like
Breaking Bad and you also like Peaky Blinders, then I've seen all of Breaking Bad and I loved it. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to love this too then.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's an entirely different show, but I don't know what it is. I just feel like there's just some shows that will just go down as masterpieces. I thought you were going to say for a second, if you like Breaking Bad and you like Peaky Blinders and you like Narcos, because people keep recommending Narcos to me.
I haven't seen it yet.
I got into the first episode and I just couldn't. I don't know. I didn't really gel with it personally. I never really gave that a shot.
I've been watching Westworld lately.
Okay. Haven't tried that yet, but again, I've heard a lot of stuff about it.
The first season was fire. The second season, I'm just like, I'm starting to get bored. I'm like, why don't you guys? It's weird because they're like skipping back and forth over like a 30-year period in the second. Well, pretty much through the whole fucking thing. It's crazy. You have to. It isn't like you could just turn away and have it and then come back to it and be like, oh, okay, I know what's going on. You'll be like, where? What fucking century is this? This is crazy.
Right. You got to stay focused.
Well, not century, decade, I should say.
I don't really have that great of an attention span when it comes to TV. So like, I'm really fucking bad at following along a plot line. And sometimes a lot of the stuff that I watch, I'll have to watch the same episode 3 or 4 times before I fully grasp what's happening in the plot. Like,
yo, they got a lot of good shows in here. First off, Better Call Saul's great show. Vikings was amazing. 12 Monkeys the movie was great.
Outlander, Desiree, I have seen some episodes of Outlander. I watched it with my wife. She got me into it because she was like, "Oh, this is about a Scottish guy. You should watch it." And I was like, "Okay, listen, this is set in the fucking 13th century or some shit. Nobody dresses like that anymore. You're gonna be disappointed." No, people don't just walk around in kilts. Having said that, I do have a kilt in the other room.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Into the Badlands was fire. Snowpiercer, I only watched the first season, but that shit was fire. I don't know about The Boys, Power 4. Is that Power 4?
Haven't heard of that one.
I do enjoy TV more than I do movies, because the movies only give you like an hour and a half of content, where a TV show is going to give you, if a good one, is going to give you 5, 6, 7 seasons, just hours upon hours of content.
Right. Having said that, it can very easily become ruined if they just milk it for too long. Like, I think Walking Dead was a perfect example of that. Like, they just drew it out and out and out and out and out, and I just feel like it went on for longer than it needed to with Walking Dead. Personally.
Yeah, I think it was like the 7th or 8th season. I was like, okay, I'm done.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the point as well, that I start thinking, all right, you've done what you needed to do with it. Now, like, quit while you're ahead.
Right. It was like, like you said, Breaking Bad. It ended when it was supposed to.
Exactly.
And then they started Better Call Saul, and you didn't get fatigued of that storyline.
Right. I mean, I'll admit I haven't I watched a few episodes of Better Call Saul, but I couldn't really get into it. And I think the reason I couldn't really get into it is because I loved Breaking Bad so much that even though it's like a parallel storyline and it's related, I knew immediately going into it that it wouldn't really live up to it. Not because Better Call Saul is a bad show, because it's by no means a bad show, but it wasn't Breaking Bad, so I couldn't really. I think there was something in my brain that was like stopping me from getting into it too much, because I was like, I knew that it wouldn't really have the same feeling and it wouldn't really live up to Breaking Bad. So
once you get into it, once you get into the meat of that story, although it is a prequel, it does show how stuff played out in Breaking Bad. Like you see, sometimes you see the final result in Breaking Bad, and you didn't never really get an answer to the question of like, how did this relationship start? So remember in Breaking Bad, Saul had that bodyguard, that big ass dude, right?
Huel, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, in Better Call Saul, it shows how they met and formed a friendship. It was pretty dope.
Right.
Just shit like
and
that.
Also, it gives background to Mike.
Yes, absolutely.
And yeah, 'cause
And
Mike's
Mike,
a great character.
pivotal character, absolutely.
Right.
And seeing him at the fucking the toll booth there taking tolls, I was like, he's a toll booth guy. This is dope. Okay.
Yeah, right. I saw that and I was like, oh shit, he really came a long way.
Right.
Like, you can't do my Mike man like that. Like, like you say, he's a pivotal character. You can't have him sitting in a toll booth.
Right.
Come on. Like,
But that was just a good, nice cover right there.
Yeah. So, yeah. Is it true that I read somewhere that Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul were in the final series, or they're going to be in the final season of Better Call Saul?
Okay, so I cut my cable off probably about a year or so ago. So I've missed all the latest episodes of everything, unless I get it streamed on I got a little streaming box in my bedroom, and I'll bring shit up. But sometimes all the channels are like, get this channel go, this channel go, this channel go, and it's like, why don't you just put them all in one thing so we can watch them? Stop being a dick.
Money making. It's all about the dollar.
It is. But I ain't trying to spend $5 here, $5 there, $5 there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure, yeah, for sure.
Nah,
yeah, it's a fucking ripoff.
Yeah. That's why I cut the cable off. Like, I don't watch that much TV.
Jiminator asks if I play video games. I mostly just play Minecraft right now, but online and also survival, single player survival. I used to play a ton of video games when I was a kid. I was raised with Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, those original classics on PS1. A lot of Prince of Persia, a lot of I even played like Space Invaders. That's going really far back now.
Hey.
But yeah, right now it's a lot of Minecraft. I'm not really like a PS5 gamer. Like, I don't play Elden Ring. I don't play Cyberpunk or any shit like that. But having said that, I know, because the big thing right now is Elden Ring. Everyone's fucking talking about Elden Ring. And I remember Gatsby tweeted that he put a tweet up a few weeks ago. He was like, something like, I just finally beat Elden Ring. And then I was like, fuck, here's my time to shine. And I found a picture of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock.
I've seen that post, dude.
I still frame, yeah. And I captioned it over Will Smith. I put Gatsby, and over Chris Rock I put Elden Ring. And then he was like, and he replied, he was like, you were way too quick with that.
That shit was fire though. I see that shit. I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah. Oh
True
yeah,
Blood.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater too. Yeah, I played a lot of Tony Hawk's when I was a kid as well. Yeah, they were fucking great games. I love those. We're still talking about TV shows. True Blood. Yeah, True Blood was massive. True Blood was huge.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
I never got into the vampire werewolf thing.
Right.
I don't know why.
I don't know. I feel like with a lot of stuff, it's kind of overplayed.
Yeah, there was a massive push on everything was vampires for a while.
Everything was vampires.
I was
Yeah,
like,
you remember You remember the Underworld movies with Kate Beckinsale?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fucking.
The Lycans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Z Nation was
Vampires and
fire.
Lycans.
Yeah, you notice like they had the vampires and they had the ghosts and now they have the zombies and it's like everybody.
Zombies is a big thing, yeah.
It's like,
I tell you what was a great fucking movie. I Am Legend.
oh, that movie was fire. Yeah, I like apocalyptic movies like that. Like one
Same.
of my favorite shows was Jericho. It was about after nuclear fallout, nuclear war. The surviving people were just building communities and trying to protect themselves from like roving bands of bandits.
Mm-hmm.
It was fire. And then they just cut it mid-season one year and never finished the story. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was viewership.
Yeah.
Didn't have the.
You
figures.
figure at some point you'd be like, just throw it on DVD.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they'll fucking bring it back, but they'll put it on one of these fucking streaming platforms. You need to pay $10 a month for it.
Right.
Yeah. So. All right.
Yeah.
Chat's still going strong. The chat's still talking about TV shows. This is great.
Yeah. Desiree's plugged in. Hey, I like that last ship too. That shit was fire. Witcher. I haven't gotten into that one yet. I like that game though. I like playing The Witcher. That part 2 and part 3 was the big one that spawned this shit. But yeah, Witcher was fire. Like I like playing sports video games and fucking like Grand Theft Auto. I used to love playing Call of Duty, but then too many people just wanted to sit in the corner and shoot you. And it's like, dude, stop it.
Right, for sure. Too many campers.
Right. I don't mind a sniper, like that's what they do, right? But if you're
Right,
sitting in the
that's their
corner with a
purpose.
shotgun, bro, you're just being a
Yeah,
dick.
don't fucking if you're prone at the top of the stairs with a fucking MP5, fucking leave. Just
Right.
get out the fucking.
Right. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Fuck you.
You're over
Seriously.
here hiding in a rock. Like you're okay, so you're doing this for kill death ratio? I don't understand it. That's crazy.
Right. Having said that, there's a lot of nostalgia with me associated with Modern Warfare 2, like Team Deathmatch and shit. Black Ops Zombies, man, but they were fucking brilliant games. I would say Call of Duty, for me at least, really was it really started a wave for online first-person shooter, like multiplayer platforms.
Yeah, because
Call of
Halo did good. They had it, but it
Uh-huh.
was only on, Xbox. So you couldn't
Right,
get that
and
same
Halo
shit on
was-
PlayStation.
In terms of while the gameplay itself, like the style of gameplay, was similar to COD, it was still a pretty different game, a different feel.
Yeah.
COD really, for me, I think COD was pretty revolutionary in that sense.
They had some great
wish-
multiplayer maps and features too. The COD, yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, Modern Warfare. Did you prefer the Black Ops series or the Modern Warfare series for online?
When I first got into it, I think it was the first Modern Warfare.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the Black Ops stuff is fine. I'm not complaining about it, but I don't know, for nostalgia reasons, that green cover,
Oh yeah, the green, man.
that shit was fire.
Fuck. The green and black, and then for Mod 2 it was the sandy, dusty kind of
Yeah.
orange, and then it went. I think they went back to the green for Mod 3 because people realized that there was a lot of nostalgia associated with the first Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
So
And see, you had the fucking, yeah, man, that shit was fire, bro. I would literally wake up early before I went to work to jump on a couple of fucking lives around, because it doesn't matter what time of day you was going, everybody was playing, at every 24 hours a day.
yeah,
So I wake up early, play a few rounds, go to work. I get an hour lunch, drive home, play a few rounds, go back to work, come home, play a few rounds, and then go to bed.
mm-hmm.
Like, I couldn't get enough.
It was lovely.
Facts.
What's the chat saying?
And the perks and shit nowadays, I haven't even played probably in the last 5 or 7 years Call of Duty, because I just got tired of people camping. Well, at least the online play, I should say. But the perks and stuff like that, they've gotten fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, without a doubt. I mean, the last Call of Duty game I bought was Advanced Warfare. I haven't bought anything since then.
Okay.
So I'm a good few years out with that. But you know what? Like, that's the thing. Like, that's why I don't really play console anymore, because every fucking year they're releasing a new one, and none of them are backwards compatible. So you're having to fork out, you know. And it's not just about the consoles as well. Like, it's about the games. Like, I'm gonna sound like an old motherfucker right now, but when it was PS2, when I was playing PS2, like an expensive, highly sought after, brand new PS2 game would cost you about maybe $40. It was about 25 to 30 pounds in the UK, which is probably about $40. And now, like, you're getting, like, I'm seeing people pay like 70 pounds in the UK for like a new video game. And it's literally doubled in price since I was, you know, when I was regularly playing console games. On top of that, like I said, none of them are backwards compatible anymore. It used to be that you could play PS1 games on PS2, and you can even play PS1 games on PS3. But after that, you know, you're screwed. Like, if you don't keep up with the new consoles, then you ain't playing the new games.
Yeah, well, the good thing
You know?
is like, I got PS4, so the new games that come out for PS5, unless they're only 4K, then you have to have the 4K PS4, I imagine.
Okay.
They'll make a PS5 and a PS4 version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
But when you upgrade, your PS4 version ain't gonna work in that PS5. That's the thing.
Right.
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 And I don't ever upgrade too soon. Like, I'll usually give it like 5 years or so before I even buy the new console. For one, it's way too fucking expensive, and two, they always got a ton of bugs.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's for sure. Yeah. I mean, did you see it was one of the WWE games. Which one was it? I think it was two. No, which one was it? So one of the most recent WWE games was a ton of bugs, and also Cyberpunk. I remember people were like Cyberpunk became a huge meme when it first rolled out to the public, because it was like, this is the future of graphics, and it was so glitchy, man.
yeah, I pre-ordered that. That was the last game I bought, and I pretty much only finished it because I paid $60 for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I usually get, like, I usually say that $60 shit. Like, I don't care. I'll wait when the new shit comes out. When it's Madden or whatever, I'll wait till it, you know, goes down to like $20, $30. But there's some games that you're just like, if Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, that's $60 game. I mean, you get, what is the play hours? Thousands of play hours out of that shit.
Mm-hmm. Right, because that's a different thing, right? Like, you have the story mode, but like, if you take the story mode alone on Grand Theft Auto games, they go on and on and on and on and on. Like, it takes a long time to fucking, like you said, it's a lot of play hours.
Yeah.
But even without the story mode, there's so many, like, even if you don't follow the story missions, the open map world itself, there's so much to fucking explore.
Yeah, and then they have the online, you know.
And then there's the online. Right, exactly.
It's endless, bro. And I understand why they're taking 10 years to build another game. Because think about this. With all the dope shit that they've done with Grand Theft Auto 5, they have to surpass that in 6. There's no other choice. You've taken too long. Mm-hmm. So I just can't. I cannot wait to see what comes out. Rockstar be killing video games, man.
Yeah, Rockstar, you know, I think if you like Red Dead, then you like GTA, or other way around. Yeah, Walking Dead, Red Dead was good. GTA, I only ever really completed GTA 5, but I think I would probably, I don't know, if I had a PS5 or a new gen console, I would definitely get GTA 6. Do you think, like, is it confirmed that they're putting one out?
You know, you always hear things. Nothing, I don't think anything from Rockstar.
Right.
You know. But you can only imagine, they made so much money on that fucking thing that they were just giving downloadable content away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, You know you got a hit when you could just here's some new shit. You guys want it? Like that's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, no, they killed that. They killed it with GTA. They really did. What's the chat saying?
He said, "I gave up on PS4. New games suck. Like the old was better." Hey, and yeah, because sometimes you get the feeling like if you buy a football or baseball game, they're like it's all new, right? But then you pop it in, and it's the same fucking setup as last year, just with a different skin on it.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, "Motherfucker, you son of a bitch!
Yep.
You son of a bitch!"
That's daylight robbery, my friend.
Fuck, I know, right? Just to change the font or something, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You dicks.
So, do we want to get back to music?
Yeah.
Or do we want to?
Let's jump into another one.
I'm easy. I'm easy, man. Whatever the chat wants.
We're at about an hour and a half. We got about 30 minutes. We want to get into this Jade and Jesse Bubz collab. How about that?
For sure, yeah. I'll just tell you with that one, there's a long ass intro. Well, like it doesn't actually start till about 40 seconds. So I would skip forward to about 30 seconds or so to save yourself the boredom.
Okay.
Because the first 40 seconds is literally just beat because we couldn't find anything to fill it with. So.
Nice. Let's go. This is no games. Hold on. I gotta get to that mark. 5, 11. All right.
These games that you're used
Baby,
to.
I ain't been a breakup just so that we can make up. I'm just trying to be in main love. Ain't no fake love. I ain't trying to play no games. I ain't trying to play no games, yeah. I ain't trying to play no games.
Yeah, there's a link to shout out to Jay. There's a link to his channel there too. If you want to throw that in there, show the guy some love because he's a good guy. He's a good friend as well. Like I say, you know, there's a lot of people in this community that weren't just sort of other artists. They actually became friends. They're just good people. And Jaden's one of those guys. He's a good guy. So like, as well as a talented singer. So
Hey, look at this. I'm already subbed to him. That's crazy.
oh, cool. Yeah, me and him actually did a feature for him. There's a song on his channel as well that I did a verse for. Just as an FYI, but he's done features with a few big names too. He's got Samad Savage on there. He's got Screwface Gene on there as well. Yeah,
That's dope.
He's I mean like you know,
Let's see.
sometimes you got to make those investments. So
we listened to Jade and Jesse and Anya, Damage Control. That's how somebody came through and see. That's how the SJR crew works, man. Share the music. Share the music.
Yeah, man. It's great. So yeah, different vibe for that one, man. And I think how did I even come across him? I can't remember how I came across him. It was through a cipher or something, and I got in touch with him, and I was just like, listen, you know, have a listen to my latest release and see if you want to work with me or not, because I love your voice. And he was like, yeah, he had a listen. He was like, yeah, for sure, man, let's do it. So
Hey.
he's really insistent on sticking to the kind of more old school R&B style of things, but that's his niche. That's always been his niche. Like if you go back on his channel to his earliest uploads, he's always been into R&B more than rap and hip hop. So that's his thing, man. That's his pocket. And he finds a way to he always finds a way to fit his style into pretty much any beat. He's very easy to work with. So yeah, if anyone out there wants an R&B singer on any other stuff, I'd highly recommend hitting him up.
And
send him a message. He's super friendly. So
yeah, hit that link in the chat. And also, you think I wasn't gonna let that harmony you was putting down on that track slip through this conversation? Come on, man. That shit was nice, bro.
Yep. He I'm trying to do you know Michael Manelli? He does a lot of stuff with Futuristic. He and Futuristic do a lot of collabs together.
The name sounds super familiar, but I had to see the face.
All right, I'll pull up his channel real quick and put my phone to
Oh, okay.
the screen.
Yeah, he said Banksy uh, engineered that.
Right, that's right. Yeah, he mixed that.
Shout out to the Bankster, man.
So anyway, I don't know if you recognize his face, but he's done a lot of stuff with Futuristic. He's got about 15,000 subscribers
Oh, okay,
on his
yeah.
channel, and he does music reviews on indieamplify.com. And anyway, I sent him that track I paid for him to review that track, and he had a lot of good things to say about Jaden's voice, man. It was really cool.
That's what's up.
Really
yeah,
cool.
he does sing very well, man.
So
The mix was very well done, and I saved it to my playlist. She said, "Hey, that's what's up, Desiree."
hey, I appreciate that.
That's love. So are you going to do more tracks like this? Because I like seeing this side of the writing. I mean, we all love a great flex track. Do you have any projects or anything that might be coming up that might include some work like this?
Any projects? The only projects that I've had 2 projects that I'm working on recently, but neither of them are my own songs. They're both features that I'm doing for someone else.
Okay.
So one of them, is it done? Or we wait. Yeah, one of them I've sent him the verse for, and he's just gonna mix it and put it together. There's another one though, however, that we're doing together that I said I would mix, and I'm waiting on his verse to come back to me so I can do the full mix. So those 2 will be coming out probably in the next few weeks. But as of the moment, I don't have any personal songs that I'm working on. I do answer your original question for sure. Like I would definitely not be opposed to doing some more kind of sentimental writing songs in the future as opposed to a flex track, because like you say, I do like flex tracks, but I feel like there's a time and a place for everything.
Absolutely.
And one thing that I have, as I'm still trying to find my exact style and get my exact style and voice pinned down, I am finding that I'm stepping up to a lot of different types of beats and a lot of different styles and putting lyrics to them, which is cool because it's versatile, and I'm discovering that I have a fair bit of versatility when it comes to my music. But at the same time, I do eventually want to find my pocket, you know what I mean? Like I want to pinpoint what I'm really good at.
Right.
And I haven't done that yet. So it's very possible that I will be doing some stuff very similar to the Jaden track in the future. For the time being, I'm still trying to focus more on rappity rap stuff at the moment. Having said that, as I've showed in my 2 most recent uploads, I've been trying to incorporate some more melodies. I love having a melodic hook.
Hey.
Especially since I've discovered and figured out how to use auto-tune.
Hey, that's what's up.
I'll tell you something. You think you're a great singer until you get auto-tune, and then you listen to the 2 side by side. You listen to the original take and then the tune take, and you think, wow, fuck, I was way off.
Right. That wasn't even close.
Wasn't even close. So yeah. Yeah, I'm still trying to find my niche, but and I'm enjoying that, to be honest with you, man. I'm just enjoying experimenting and doing my and trying a bit of everything. And then I think eventually with time I'll figure out what works the best and what doesn't. So
yeah, absolutely. It's all trial and error.
For sure.
You could read a book on how to rap, but that's someone's perspective. That isn't how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like art isn't like, oh, I wanted to, copy someone's style. You got your own self-expression,
Right, and that's kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier. Is like when people say, "Oh, you," when people say, "Oh, you that particular flow was very like this artist," and I'm like, "Well,
Right.
Okay, cool. That's how you interpret it, but that's not what I was going for. I wanted to rap and I rapped. Like I wasn't trying to sound like anyone, I'm not trying to rip anyone off or copy anyone. I'm just doing what I think sounds good. So
Exactly. And there's almost 8 billion people on this planet. there's gonna be some people that fuck with what you're doing. It's inevitable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And Desiree's saying you still have to have some vocal ability, otherwise you just sound robotic, and that's facts. Like, and I do.
Sure.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm beating myself up here. Like, I do have a fairly decent voice, like natural voice. I can sing. When I use auto-tune, I try and really just use it to polish up the odd note here and there. Like, I'm not trying to do like crank it all the way up to T-Pain levels of auto-tune. You know what I mean? I hate that robotic sound.
T-Pain's the only one to be able to do it successfully in my book.
For sure, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
fair enough. I mean, that's the guy's sound, you know. That's fair
Right.
enough. But and anyone else, you're right. It just sounds awful. It sounds.
And
it's
T-Pain
great
can
songs.
sing. Like, he could really sing.
I haven't heard his natural voice.
Yeah, he'll go live, dude, and sing sometimes. He plays piano and shit. That dude fire, man.
Okay. So yeah, I can sing. I'm just beating myself up a little bit, but I try and use tuning more for polishing rather than anything else. But it could be hard to get that. Just, I guess, learning how to use auto-tune properly is learning to get that balance between something that polishes up the vocals but doesn't make it sound too synthesized, you know.
Right. Absolutely. So I haven't checked out your Blind Sight Cypher entry.
Okay, sure. I mean, that's got a little tiny bit of melody in it too. Halfway
go.
through it, if you want to check that out.
Let's go. I know y'all excited. Let's do this. Shout out to Blind
First off, let
Sight.
me pick up a bucket. I'm gonna hug it, spit six straight out of my stomach. I got a little bit of venom like I'm Eddie, and I'm ready to bury any enemies, leave them buried in a punnet. You could suck it if you really think that I'm about to bow down to you fuckers. I ain't here to clown round you like truckers. You won't take your shots. I knock the Glock to the ground, leave you body like chicken McNuggets. Wanna talk fast food? Wanna talk trash fool? Wanna get whacked fool by a poor cue? Back at the head crack, then you're dead faster than anybody would have imagined. The red gathers and spreads like it's Omicron, a new wave taking over. Hope you holding on. I'll be the rapper on the ballot that you voting on. Ain't nobody gonna challenge me. I wrote this song, yeah. Working in melodies, cooking up recipes, hit you with triplets, unexpected pregnancy, birthing all kinds of ideas. Behind these two ears is a mind that is menacing. My rhymes are a legacy. Your rhymes are a penalty, worse than a crime, like a felony. Better be mentioning just me when you mention the best of melodies. You must see that. I'm killing these feats, I'm leaving the beat raw and bloody, never let it heal like I'm playing for the Red Sox. Filling the seats, I fill you with ease. I'm taking all your money, brain freeze like I got you on a headlock. Wanna lock head with me? Better take a second, take a long breath, that's deep. If you step to me, then God rest in peace. And if you wanna pay the fee, it's B-U-B-Z, that's Bubz.
Hey, if you want to pay the fee, I like that shit.
So yeah, that was my blindside Cypher. Now I didn't enter Cypher 2, but I did enter Cypher, the very first Cypher that he did last year, and I'm not even gonna cap. It was horse shit. It was just like I just didn't have the confidence that I have now, which is something I'm still working on, but it just wasn't up to par. So I didn't enter Cypher 2, and I put so much effort into this one, and I was like, okay, I just want to get into the maybes. I just want to get into the possibles category.
Right.
And I was this fucking close. I was so close. I feel like I was so close to getting into the maybes, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't quite there with the vocal, with the conviction, with the energy. It was just still a little bit too below what he was looking for.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a big learning curve for me. I got a lot of really good feedback on it.
See, that's the most valuable part right there, right? The feedback.
Yep.
From somebody who knows exactly what the fuck is going on, you know what I'm saying? Like, he is your peer, and he's giving you very good, valuable feedback. So, yeah, absolutely, man. Bring that energy, that emotion.
For sure, yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I think the reason that I love the online community so much is that, as opposed to the mainstream guys, it's so much more accessible. And because it's so much more accessible, not only are you getting to listen to all this cool music, and you get to put your music out there. Like, you hop onto a live stream and you pay $5, $5 here and there, and you get to put your music out. It's a pretty sweet deal. But not only that, you don't just get to put your music out in front of ears, but also you have access to all this really valuable feedback. And like you say, man, the constructive criticism, sometimes the harsh criticism that you need to hear, the feedback, the encouragement. It's just, I can't describe how valuable it's been for me, and not only in terms of encouraging me to keep putting out music,
Yeah,
but also just to to help me just work on the craft.
Right.
Because it is an art. It's definitely an art form, and you know, it takes a lot of fucking work. So
Yeah,
you know,
because you know,
I
Rembrandt didn't just start painting dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, he died painting dope.
right, right, and you know, who the fuck knows where he started from? I mean, everyone's got to start from somewhere. So you know, I can't describe how valuable it's been for me. Seriously, I love the. I'm so glad that I discovered all these different communities on the online music scene, man. And the friends I've made. It's great. It's just fucking great. I love it.
Absolutely.
What's the chat saying? Yeah, Desiree. I mean, mixing is something that I've been working on a little bit. I still have a lot to learn, but mixing is hard. Like, there's so many different elements. And here's the thing: like, it's not just the case of knowing the technical terms for things and knowing how to operate an EQ and knowing how to operate compression. Because at the end of the day, if you train your ear to really like hone in on the things and really listen, it takes so much active listening.
Yeah.
To be able to mix and master
Over and
properly.
over and over and over again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like you might think, oh, when it comes to something like, let's take EQ for example, you think, oh, as a general rule, you roll off the low ends and then you boost the mid highs and you maybe boost the highs to add a little bit of crispiness and then you reduce the low mids to get rid of muddiness. That's not, you can't use a cookie cutter template for every single vocal track. You got to really listen and really pinpoint the frequencies, and it takes a lot of fucking work and effort. So
yeah, especially because like mixing music is one thing because it's consistent. Mixing a vocal is not very consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure. Yeah. Because
it would be way harder to mix that shit.
You're going to have differences in recording conditions. You're going to have differences in pitch. You're going to have differences in, like, you know, you might have like little inconsistencies, like how far away or close someone is to the mic that might cause clipping. And you got like annoying shit like that to work with. Right. It's hard. It's really fucking hard. And I'm really, truly envious of people who really understand what it is to be a good audio engineer. I'm really envious. So.
Hell yeah. See, and that's the thing. Like, what do you use for your recording and stuff like that? So
the mic I use is a Shure SM7B, and for my DAW is Reaper. I use Reaper, and in terms of plugins and stuff, I have the Slate Digital All Access Pass, which basically, if you go onto their website, you get access to like $5,000 worth of industry plugins and effects and shit. Whoa. But it's like $15 a month. With a 1-year minimum.
Okay.
So all in all, it's pretty worth it, man. It's like $15 a month for access, like complete unlimited access to all these plugins, and it's all like, it's industry level stuff, like it's professional level.
Oh, that's dope as shit.
Effects. Yeah, it's really, really cool, and you get all sorts. You get parametric EQs. You got compression. You got all these different compressors, like simulated compressors. You can virtual mics. You got different. Delay, reverb, distortion, chorus effects, all kinds of stuff, man. All kinds of stuff. It's great. So that's what I use. And thankfully, it was actually a good friend of mine who's actually a professional musician and audio engineer by trade who introduced me to it. So I've been lucky enough to have somewhat of a mentor who can walk me through all the different plugins and stuff. So.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, last night when I'm trying to learn FL Studio, Estacio came in, long-time SGR crew member, and he's a professional out in Spain that's been producing and engineering for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Like forever. And I think that was one of the DAWs that he was talking about. He named like Reaper? 7 of those things. Yeah, Reaper, I think, was one of them.
Yeah, I don't know if it's I don't know if it's the most popular one. I mean, a lot of people say, you know, FL Studio. I think FL is more for beats, though, right?
Well, you could. Well, yes, but I think you can record vocals through it, and I know you can mix and master everything through it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. FL, and the other one is
Ableton.
Ableton. Yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah.
Logic. Logic was the other one.
Yeah, he mentioned that one too.
Yeah.
I look at Ableton and I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at, bro? Like it.
Right. Some of the user interfaces are not that friendly, which is why I chose Reaper, because it has the capacity to contain all these different plugins, and you can have the functionality of any other like sort of top notch high end DAW, but it has the simplistic user interface of something like Audacity.
Okay.
Right. So it's a good in between. It's a good intermediate for both. You can get that simple user interface without having to compromise on the plugins.
Mike Abrams just said, "What about Audacity? Is it good?"
Audacity,
I've never used it. I've seen it.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like it's a pretty basic. I mean, like I say, you can download, you can install the same plugins on it, but I don't know anyone who uses Audacity on a professional level. I'm sure they exist. I'm sure people exist who use it on a professional level, but yeah, I mean, I don't really know too much about picking one DAW over another. I just know that Reaper works for me. It's what I've become accustomed to. It's a pretty simple interface, so it's not a whole lot different to Audacity, but it just looks a bit sleeker, looks a bit more professional.
Okay.
But yeah, like you say, like I look at something like Logic and FL, and I'm just like, where do I even fucking begin with any of this shit, man? Like this is so, yeah.
I use video editing software as well, and I use this like kindergarten ass program I pulled off of Windows for like $10, right? And it's so easy. It's like kindergarten class, like put the square here, type shit. And I opened up DaVinci one day and I was like, this is too much. No. DaVinci.
Oh, DaVinci, yeah. What about DaVinci?
I was like, nope, I don't even know what the fuck is going on here. There's too many square boxes. What's happening?
Right. Okay, my laptop is about to die, so I'm gonna grab the charger real quick.
All right, brother. That's exactly why I feel like I'm blessed, because all these great producers are coming in and showing me where stuff is and what it does, and it's making it so much easier. Like I was messing around with it today before the interview. I was just like putting together some stuff, and I was like, that sounds pretty good. And I found a place where I found like samples and loops I could use. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, man. I tell you, if you got those, it's all about the connections, man. It's all about who you know. And like the guy that I was telling you about who introduced me to Reaper and Slate Digital and other plugins and stuff, like I entered an open verse challenge for Ryan Oakes, who does like a lot of kind of, I would say, emo metal meets rap meets pop kind of stuff. And again, very different style to anything I've done before. And because it was a very different style, it was also a very different style in terms of mixing and mastering. So I wasn't familiar with any of that stuff at all. So I hit that same guy up, who thankfully that's pretty much exactly his style, exactly his genre of the type of music he puts out.
Nice.
So I was like, listen, I don't really know anything about the first thing about how to engineer my voice to sound like he does. Can you help me out? And he was like, and he listened to one of Ryan Oakes' songs, like 5 seconds of it, and he was like, okay, bam, bam, bam. This is the plugin you need. This is how you use it. This is where you want to use it. I was like, thank you. It's so valuable, man.
Because one plugin will have 1,000 different options, right? And how long is it going to take to get through all those options and be like, oh, that's the one that sounds right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, he didn't just tell me about the plugin. Like, he would screen share, and he talked me through the different, like, what levels to set it at and which preset to use, and it's so valuable, man.
Yes, absolutely.
If you're lucky enough to have someone like that who can be a bit of a mentor for you, it's great.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and Timothy, that's what I did with I before FL Studio. I've been using this program called Magic's Music Maker, and again, it's like the kindergarten class beat maker shit. And it's basically just loops, samples, shit like that. I was able to connect my MIDI to it, but for some reason it no longer works in that program. It's so weird. And now I can't find the fucking chord for it to use it in FL. Right? But at least FL has this thing called a piano roll in it, and you can take whatever. Yo, Mike, man.
Whoa.
I appreciate that,
$75.
dog. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yes, that's amazing, man. Y'all are so nice, man, for real, dog. But they have this piano roll in there, right? And you can put any sound in this piano roll and play each key, and then just tap on the screen where you want the note, and you can adjust them all. You can make them longer, short. It's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I mean, I've never made beats. I know nothing about that. Like, all of my kind of production know-how is related to vocals. And I got mad respect for people who make beats, man. Like, it's just like, I don't know. It's a completely different ballpark, man. A completely different game. So it's great. I mean, and hats again. Like, that's why I say, like, hats off to you, because you kind of you appear to be a bit of a jack of all trades when it comes to that stuff. Like, you make beats. You're putting out freestyles. You're doing reactions, man. It's great. It's cool. Like, I couldn't do all those things. So hats off to you.
hey, I just love playing around. That freestyle was definitely not a serious thing, but I am writing my first verse.
Okay.
So we're a little bit into it. I was talking to my dude Nina Loco, and he said he'd do a collab with me. So I was like, fuck yeah, we'll just talk about weed. So I'm writing this whole verse about some weed.
Talk about what you're passionate about, man. That's where the best stuff comes from. 'Cause
Exactly.
If you're passionate about it, then that's where you'll have no shortage of things to write about.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
'Cause think about it.
You gotta.
I've been smoking weed since I was probably like 13 years old. I'm 46. Well, I'll be 46 in October.
Mhm.
That's a lot of years of smoking weed.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So you got plenty of shit to write about. I mean, that's the thing. You can't. I think that can be the hardest thing. Like, whenever I hit writer's block, it's because either I haven't figured out what I want to write about, or the thing that I'm trying to write about is not something that I am particularly passionate about. You hit a wall. Like, you're bound to hit a wall. Like, you gotta feel what you're writing about. And also, if you don't feel anything about what you're writing about, that's gonna come across when you get to recording. Like, you're not gonna convey it in your vocals. So you gotta really be able to relate to what your lyrics are saying.
Yeah, you can believe people when they're being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I listen to,
That's it.
and Nico's gonna love this. When I listen to Elijah Kyle, that dude, when he spits or sings, you can believe what he's saying, because
For sure.
he writes about things he knows and is passionate about. I don't believe half the stuff I hear on the radio. You know.
Right. Did you listen to the Cookout Cipher? Crip's
Oh
Cookout
yeah.
Cipher? Yeah, I fucking love that song, and I love the slightly more old school beat on it. But did you say EK or DK?
Oh, Elijah Kyle.
Elijah Kyle. Is that who I'm thinking of? Yeah,
EK?
because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Elijah Kyle was on that. I'm pretty sure.
I think so. Was he on it? Man, I can't remember.
Yeah, but his verse is dope.
Everything he does is dope. I ain't heard a shitty song from that dude.
Yeah, no, same here.
So you want to do another song before we wrap it up? You want to do this Ryan Oakes one?
I mean, that's
I
pretty
fuck with-
short. Yeah. I
Or
mean,
you want
can
to do like
I mean,
that?
Mm,
We could do the freestyle too. Whatever you want to
which
do.
one was- Let me think. I feel like you've listened to most things here. I tell you what, you finish on Here to Stay, because I feel like Here to Stay is a solid one too. I like Here to Stay.
Okay. Yeah, let's do Here to Stay.
I
This
got
or two on that on that hook, that shit would have been fire as fuck. But it was fire as fuck.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Thank you, my guy. Thank
Look, you got fire emojis
yeah.
in the chat right now.
Yeah, for something that like was one of my earlier songs, I'm really fucking proud of that. That was a solid ass attempt at a song, I think. So I'm happy with that, and I got a lot of good feedback on that one from DK, and also I popped it in one of Blindsight streams a few weeks ago, and he was fucking with it. So that was really cool to see.
Nice.
That was really awesome.
Yeah, they enjoying it in the chat. That's for sure. Yo, you have anybody you want to shout out before we wrap this up?
Yeah, man. Well, a bunch of people, man. Basically, just everybody in the past couple of years that's like encouraged me and listened to me, taking the time to listen to my stuff, and give me feedback and honest criticism, and anyone that's mixed, mastered, hopped on a verse, and obviously you guys as well in the chat. I mean, for all your support and love these past couple hours, it's been great. It's been really good fun being on here, and it's been great talking to you, man. It's been awesome.
Hey, we appreciate your time, man. I know it's valuable, and we do appreciate you spending some time with us, showing us some music of some work that you've been working on. And when you have anything to drop, man, don't hesitate to send that fucking link, bro.
All right, bro. I will do for sure, man. You're one of the first people I go to for sure. I'll definitely hit you up.
I appreciate that, man. You're always welcome here, and we will definitely be doing this again, especially when you start dropping some new music, man. So
yeah, it's in the pipeline. I got some ideas in the pipeline for sure.
Let's go. And if you need beats, come on through, man. Come on through. We got you.
Sounds awesome.
Because I was making custom beats for artists when they come through on Beatmaker Monday. So we'll be doing that shit. We'll get you taken care of, my dude.
That sounds dope. I appreciate that.
Hey, man. Again, everybody, show some love to Bubz. I appreciate you, SJR crew, for coming out, hanging out with us. Much love to you all. Tomorrow we got maybe tonight, Trippy J wants us to listen to his new EP. So we might be going live tonight for that. Tomorrow we got Battleground Wednesday. We got some nice battle raps. Then on Thursday we got Michi. We got the dude himself, rapper, comedian, I don't know, podcaster, dude's fire. We got him coming on Thursday. So we got a busy week. I hope to see you all. If not, I hope to see you in the comments. Much love to everybody, and we'll see you guys on the next one, all right? Peace.
Peace, guys.